I'm Aaron Clausen, the founder of local technology startup NatureMapr. I just want to start off by telling you a short story of something that happened to me in the spring of 2013. I was mountain biking in one of Canberra's nature parks pretty close to where I live, not thinking too much about it. I pulled over for a rest, laid my bike down for a moment and got off for a quick drink while I trampled around the surrounding area. And you know that feeling you get when you can just sense that there's a set of eyes or there's somebody looking straight at you, but you can't kind of pinpoint where it is, you can feel it. So I had that feeling on this day, and I actually managed to pinpoint it. I looked straight down in front of me, and it was a plant about this big. It wasn't a person, it was a wild orchid. I'd never seen anything like it before, and it really changed the way I looked at the bush. It was absolutely beautiful, impeccable. So I took about 1 million photos, recorded the location on my smartphone, and made some inquiries with local experts to find out a little bit more about what this thing was. I was soon put in touch with the ACT government's conservation team, who informed me that I'd in fact ridden straight through one of the last remaining colonies of the Canberra spider orchid, and it's a critically endangered plant species. There was only about 200 left, and I'm literally almost stepping on them, and it's just going 199, 198. It also turns out the ACT government had a really strong, keen interest to know about the distribution of these species. So I became pretty excited and inspired and started riding and hiking all around the ACT, looking for more of them and collecting hundreds of photographs. That's one of the orchids there, absolutely stunning. If you ever get the chance to see one during spring, highly recommend it. And that's a photo of my mountain bike about to destroy one. So I amassed too much information. I put together a little online prototype to kind of make this information accessible and send it through to these government officers that needed to know about the information. And to cut the long story short, it kind of went a little bit nuts. So the government officers started sharing the link between each other. I was receiving more requests for access, and the community came on board. And if you fast forward to today, it's known as the Canberra NatureMapr project, and it now holds over 1.1 million records of all kinds of plants and animals. It's been responsible for the collection of basically the majority of the ACT's rare plant records recorded since all time. And it's been formally embraced by the government, launched by Environment Minister Corbell, and the ACT Park Ranger Network rely on this tool for their day-to-day duties in performing their job. One of the key things is that the information makes its way through to both ACT government and the CSIRO and is fed in actively to their daily planning and strategic decisions. So it's used for quite a lot of the things that are taking place around the territory that you're all familiar with. So out of this project, there's a number of key lessons that we can learn that apply to future cities. As urban centres continually expand, we need to map and protect our biodiversity assets and make sure this information gets through to decision makers. Once you get government and the community working together, that is the basis of a successful partnership. And that's how powerful outcomes are achieved. Absolutely anyone can contribute, so I often say to people, I'll just NatureMap that just so they know about it. And it's really important that you complete the cycle by providing recognition back to the contributors, who then gain reputation and credibility. Here's a couple of I guess, heavily contrasted examples. Two cities that are really close to my heart. Tokyo on the left, most densest city in the world. My wife and I lived there for 2 years. It's an amazing place, but it's also a really good example of what happens when you let humans just sprawl in the way that they do in an unrestrained manner. It's kilometres and kilometres of concrete. Whereas in contrast, Mount Majura, one of Canberra's nature parks, that is the amount of goodies that have been mapped within 2.5 years. Once you can visualise that information, you can plan cities around it, you can live amongst it, and you can protect it. So there's this revolution taking place at the moment, this kind of citizen science revolution that's really happening all right across the world. It's very powerful because governments can multiply their resources, anybody can participate, and you get these fantastic outcomes of highly accurate information because we put it through a workflow and have experts verify the quality, as well as ultimately outcomes for the environment. So I'll take that extra minute now, thanks Mr. Timer. So just a little bit about NatureMapr and what we do. We're an innovative software platform that helps organisations collect, manage and analyse information from the natural world so that they can make the right decisions. It's based on the successful model developed here in the ACT. It's a ready-to-go toolkit that lets organisations participate in the citizen science revolution. We partner with and support our customers every step of the way so that they can execute effectively, and the technology can absolutely scale nationally and globally. And I'll just finish here with a couple of the very important projects we're working on at the moment, and we're also in talks with the Australian Citizen Science Association regarding the rollout of a standardised national toolkit right across Australia. Thank you.